Hey.
Alright y'all, so I just got done watching back the game from Wednesday night between the Indiana Pacers and Milwaukee Bucks, where Giannis Antetokounmpo went off, scored 64 points, a new franchise record for Milwaukee, career high, and I have a lot of thoughts on it. Now, amongst all the chaos, I know, post-game, there was a whole thing about the missing basketball and all of that stuff, and Giannis getting mad, and there was a lot of hard fouls and chatter during the game, as this is a new budding rivalry we have in the NBA between the Pacers and the Bucks, and it was all really fun and really good basketball. But at the same time, I feel like I can't go without saying that Giannis Antetokounmpo shot 32 free throws in one game of basketball. In fact, he shot just as many free throws as the entire Indiana Pacers team combined in this one game. And if y'all have been following this channel for some time now, then you'll know I am a huge advocate for getting to the free throw line. It is the easiest, most simple way to score points in the game of basketball. So to see a feat like this, it definitely caught my eye and has launched a further investigation that I would like to complete. Now, if we look back through NBA history, there have been 13 occurrences of a player shooting 30 or more free throws in a game. Taking a look at the chart, obviously you see Wilt Chamberlain's name up there a few times. He did it 6 different occasions. One of those was Wilt's 100-point game. Dwight Howard currently holds the top 2 spots with 39 free throws apiece attempted in both of those games. From there, you have guys like Andre Drummond, DeAndre Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, who I'm surprised isn't up there a few more times. And then to round it out, you have Adrian Dantley and now Giannis Antetokounmpo. But before we move on real quick, I just want to point out some things on this chart because I had a blast just looking at these stats. For Andre Drummond's game, he dropped 17 points and 11 rebounds despite the 36 free throw attempts. He only took 4 shots in total the entire game. Similarly, DeAndre Jordan also finished his 34 free throw attempt performance with 18 points, 24 rebounds. He only took 6 total shots from the field in that game. And then if we actually lower the free throw attempt threshold just by 1, you'll notice that Ben Simmons is also on this list, as he had a 31, 18, and 4 performance where he took 29 free throws back in 2017. So that's a fun fact. Anyway, just to put these 32 free throws attempted, again, just with some references, if you look at the season leaders currently in free throw attempts per game, you'll see that Giannis is currently second with 11.3. Up first is Joel Embiid at 11.6, and then the next highest after those two is Trae Young with 8.6. So yeah, I mean, if you haven't noticed by now, 32 in one game is a lot. And free throws have come under scrutiny recently in the NBA. Players understand too, just like I do, that free throws are the easiest way to score the ball. If you can get to the free throw line on any given possession, then you are likely to score more points per possession just the more you get to the foul line. It's easy math. I don't really want to go through the whole thing explaining it, but just trust me that it's just how it works. And without doing much research, I think this trend started back with James Harden in Houston when he was drawing a lot of fouls, knowing how to get the ref's attention to call those fouls, and it got him to the free throw line a lot. And since then, this idea of grifting for foul shots has been a huge topic of debate. The NBA's had to make rule changes in recent years to try to fix this part of their game. And while I think it's gotten better, there are still plenty of star players in today's NBA that continue the traditions of James Harden. I know Trae Young has caught a lot of heat. Joel Embiid is kind of the poster boy, I'd say, for this movement in today's NBA. So with Giannis shooting so many free throws, I wanted to launch an investigation and see, were these free throws ethical hoops or were they grifted? The results may shock you. In the first quarter, Giannis had a few drives to the rim where there was clear contact on those drives. He got fouled twice, ended up shooting 4 free throws on those drives. Nothing crazy here, just some, typical drives to the rim where he did get fouled, he got his free throws. And once again, another drive here early in the second quarter. TJ McConnell obviously stops his progress from going to the rim. 2 more free throws, valid. Then there's this play here, 2 minutes ago in the first half. This will be his last free throws before the intermission. Posts up, spins off, gets to the rim, and although this one's a bit more questionable than the first three, Bruce Brown does get him on the back. So again, free throws rewarded for good reason. Now moving into the second half, we see 2 drives here for free throws 9 and 10, as both these plays were and 1 layups at the rim. Again, both pretty clear fouls. Giannis just staying aggressive and putting the Pacers defense in bad spots where they don't really have a choice but to foul him. Now here later on in the third quarter, free throws 11 and 12 get granted on this play here. It was called an illegal box out on Benedict Mathurin. The Bucks were in the bonus, so Giannis was the one to shoot the free throws. This is the first real, questionable call, I'd say, but, I mean, technically it was an illegal box out. Giannis just happened to be the person that got fouled. Definitely a questionable call, but no real grifting here. Then, as we head into the fourth quarter, we have free throws 13 and 14, which, yeah, this one's a foul. Now for free throws 15 and 16, I think this is the first real case where, the foul grifting crowd can make a case that Giannis for sure grifted on this one. He just kind of fades away from the rim. There was some contact, but again, this was Giannis just kind of throwing up a floater after being defended pretty well. Again, there is contact from Miles Turner, but I'd like to see him just continue to drive to the rim. And it's at this point I'd like to point out that the fourth quarter of this game was very interesting. The Bucks held a 15 to 20 point lead for most of the fourth quarter, and they got in the bonus early, so most of these fouls in this quarter were not even really Giannis attacking the rim like he did earlier in the game. A few of these are just him happening to be the player that gets fouled while they're in the bonus. As we all know, as fun and entertaining as the Pacers' offense has been this season, their defense has been quite the opposite. And that poor defense, just part of that includes them fouling a lot of players, and Giannis was taking full advantage of that on his way to his high, career scoring night. Which brings in free throws 17 and 18, which were given to him after this play here. He rolls to the rim after a pick and roll, stops abruptly to post up, and Obi Toppin just kind of runs into him and knocks him over. I don't quite want to call it grifting, but I mean, there was contact. He did get fouled. He gets rewarded 2 free throws. Then Giannis gets free throw 19 on this and 1 drive to the rim in transition. He gets kind of body on this one, hit on the lower leg area and falls down. Definitely earned this one. Now free throws 20 through 25, all earned in various ways, but with the common theme that this Pacers team is just very undisciplined and foul a lot. First, there's the drive to the rim where he gets pushed before he's even able to gather. Then we actually see some defensive highlights as Giannis pokes the ball away and gets fouled before the fast break can even start. Then lastly, he gets absolutely bodied on this lob attempt, and I mean, these are all 3 of these cases. He got fouled, he got his free throws for it, we move on. Now free throw 26 is another play where it looks like there could have been a little bit of grifting on this one. Again, definitely some contact, but Giannis kind of sells it, fades away, hits the bucket on the floater, tough floater for the and 1. Sort of a grift, but he did sell the contact and get his free throw. From there, free throws 27 through 30 all came from bonus fouls in the open court. Jarris Walker just tries to cut him off on the sideline, fouls him twice with 2 definite blocking fouls, and again, Giannis just happens to be the one getting fouled, so he gets 4 free throws out of it. And then lastly, to wrap it all up, free throws 31 and 32, again, contact, he gets fouled, gets his free throws. So in total, really only 2 of these fouls on Giannis where he was driving to the rim and staying aggressive would I consider grifting, and they weren't even really that bad. I think we've all seen games from someone like Joel Embiid where he's just constantly hitting the floor and trying to sell any sort of contact that is made onto him. And I just didn't really see a lot of that from Giannis in this game. So I know it's fun to joke around and call him a flopper and Mr. Run and Dunk, But in all reality, Giannis is a multiple-time MVP. He's one of the most skilled players we've ever seen in the NBA. And again, I know it's fun to get the jokes off, but in times like this, I think it's better or just more appropriate to just appreciate his greatness. And especially with someone like Victor Wembanyama now coming to the league and turning a lot of heads for being someone that is 7'4", and able to move pretty fluidly on the court. Watching Giannis in this game kind of helped me realize and remember that, Giannis is a 7-foot tall demigod who has insane footwork and is able to spin and maneuver his way to the rim in ways that we just don't really see from 7-foot players. And I think part of the reason why we now make the, run and dunk man jokes is because we've grown accustomed to seeing Giannis do these kinds of things. I think it all kind of started when he first pulled out that Euro step dunk back in like 2017, 2018-ish era. But actually watching the tape, it really is insane to see someone of Giannis' size able to, sidestep and Euro step his way to the rim and just drop these crazy quick spin moves. And it's just something that I don't think is appreciated enough by NBA fans. So again, it was absurd that Giannis shot 32 free throws in this game, but looking back through each of the fouls called, Giannis was just the more aggressive player for most of this game. He kept on driving to the rim. He put the Indiana defenders into bad spots where they had no option but to foul him to try and stop him from making the shot. And it's this constant aggression from Giannis that continues to help him evolve as a player and continue to get better. I know he's been kind of quiet in the MVP race since winning back-to-back, but if there ever was a time for him to re-enter that MVP discussion and that race, I think it would be this season, because even though the Bucks are 17-7, they're currently second in the Eastern Conference, and in the grand scheme of things, they haven't been a bad team. They've been decently good. This team definitely looks a little bit worse than their record shows, and Giannis is a huge reason why they are in the spot they're in. He's been putting that team on his back for the past couple of weeks. And at a certain point, Chris Middleton still looks not quite back yet. Damian Lillard has looked better. I think he's still integrating himself into this Bucks team. So yeah, I kind of surprised myself in this one. But if anything, my main takeaway from this game is that Giannis deserves some more respect for what he's been doing this season for Milwaukee. But that's all I got for this one. As always, if you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.